Hello Year 8. You've uploaded some absolutely fantastic work in electricity. Some of you went into incredible detail. It was wonderful to see. Here's a couple of examples where we've got the different components. We've got two really nice examples of a series circuit and a parallel circuit. Okay, the parallel circuit having junctions. It's got 4 bulbs. You could have it in a different arrangement. You could have only 2 different paths, and you can have 2 bulbs in each. That's fine. Or you can have 1 on one and 3 on the other. Or you can have any combination like that, so long as it's got different junctions. Okay, another example here. This one doesn't have the 4 bulbs, but it's got the right idea. And we're using different symbols. We've added extra symbols to research some different ones. Okay, so as well as the ones that I gave you to find out, we've also got some different ones. We've got a light emitter diode. We've got an AC power supply. Okay, so there's been some absolutely brilliant work that's been uploaded over the last couple of weeks, so well done. This week, we're moving on to acids and alkalis. Okay, now you're going to have a research task, a written task, or a practical task. Okay, you're going to have one of those 2 things. Okay, now some of you are not going to be able to do the practical task. It's going to be too much work to get all the equipment you need. You're not going to be able to do it safely. You're not going to be able to get a red cabbage. You're not going to be able to get the actual equipment that you need to do it. If you can't do the practical, that's fine. There's no bother. Okay, you're going to have to do the research task instead. Okay, now if you're desperate to do both, you can do both by all means, but that might take quite a bit of time. Okay, you want to limit yourself to how much time you're spending doing the written aspect of this. Okay, that's what we're going to go through first. Okay, so along with the link to this video and class charts, we're going to upload pictures of the following little tasks. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is you're going to have to use information on this picture here. This will be uploaded with you. Oh, I've got a text message. Fantastic. This will be uploaded with the class chart. So you've got the information you need to compare acids and alkalis. Now, if it was me, I'd do it as a little table or as a spider diagram. I'd spend maybe 10 minutes just doing how are they similar, how are they different. Okay, things like they are both corrosive. They can both corrode materials. Okay, how are they different? Other bits and pieces, what could you do to measure them? All different type of things where you can compare acids and alkalis. Your second task, you need to research what the pH value of sweat, blood and urine P is. Okay, so is it pH 1, is it pH 2, is it pH 5, is it pH 10? Okay, you need to find out what the pH of these 3 different things are. Then you need to label if it's acid, alkali or neutral. You can find all that information out on the second picture. Next thing we need to do is to explain 2 situations when neutralization reactions are important and useful. Okay, why would we ever use a neutralization reaction? Why is that useful to do? Next task, we've got this series of 4 questions. Okay, this is how to make an indicator using red cabbage. This might be good to look at if you go on to do the practical aspect. Okay, what are the different steps? Now, we're not going to be able to use all this equipment. Okay, but we can make do. Okay, but there are some questions here. Okay, you need to follow those questions. Task 5, we've got some hazard symbols, the old ones and the new ones, and you need to label them up. So you need to match up which of these symbols goes with the right name and then the description. Okay, so for instance, this skull and crossbones is toxic. Okay, toxic chemicals. This can be poisonous and deadly. So it'd be this link and this link. Okay, so you need to label those up, link those different hazards together. Okay, now, if you are going to do the practical side, you're going to be heating things, are going to get hot. You need permission from an adult at home. Okay, now that adult can either work with you or give you permission to do it on your own. However it works. Okay, but you do need permission. You need to make sure you clean up after yourself. Don't do the practical in the kitchen, okay, without talking to a parent at home, guardian at home, make a massive mess, use some of their vegetables, and then just leave it. Okay, that's not nice. Okay, so you're going to clear up after yourselves, and you're going to get permission. Okay, you're going to need things like, okay, either beetroot, red cabbage, or red onion. One of those 3 things. You don't need too much. Okay, half a cup. Okay, of either. Okay, you are going to need to heat them. Now you're going to either be using a pot or you're going to be using the microwave. Either way, the things get hot. When you heat something up, it gets hot. Hot things can burn you. Don't touch hot things. Don't get burnt. Okay? When you've made your indicator, when it's heated up, you need to let it cool before you use it. Okay? You're going to need some kind of container or containers to separate and to filter your indicator. You're going to need some kind of heat-proof material if you're going to heat-proof jug, like a Pyrex jug, if you're going to put it using the microwave. You're going to need to have access to a glass or some glasses or some white plates just to do your testing on. Okay, and you're going to need some substances that you want to test. Okay, but these are things that you need to have if you're going to do the practical side. Now, if you don't have access to these things, you're going to have to do the research tasks. Okay, if you do have access to these things, carry on to the next part of the video. Hey, alright. This week's video is a bit different. Now, not everybody at home is going to be able to do this. You're not all going to have access to everything you need. And if you don't stress about it. Okay? Do the written task that is set on class chats. But if you do have access to this stuff, that'd be brilliant. You can give this experiment a go at home. So, you're going to need some sort of chopping board. You're going to need some kind of knife. You're going to need maybe a measuring jug or something that you're going to put a liquid into. You're going to need something that you can transfer a liquid to. I've got a nice mug that says, think like a proton, stay positive. You're going to need some kind of white dish that you're going to be testing on. Okay, so a white plate that won't get stained. Some kind of really fine sieve or filter paper or kitchen roll. And you're going to need some kind of red vegetable like an onion, a red onion, a red cabbage or beetroot. Okay, red cabbage is the traditional one that you normally do in school. That works really well. Beetroot, really easy to make an absolute crazy mess, but that does work well. Red onion, I believe works well. This is the first time I've ever used it. Okay, but it should work. Okay, because what we're going to be looking at this week are acids and alkalis, and we're going to be, hopefully, if you can, we're going to make an indicator. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do, you're going to need to chop up your vegetables, so your onion, your red cabbage or your beetroot. Okay, that's what your first job is going to be, and you're going to put it into a container. Okay, that's your first job. Okay, boys and girls, so I've got my microwaved or boiled red onion or boiled beetroot or boiled red cabbage. Okay, I've got quite a lot. There's lots of onion in there. I don't want the onion. You should be able to see, I don't know if you can on the camera, but you should be able to see that the water is no longer clear. It's been dyed. Okay, it's kind of a dull brown, kind of a murky red. Okay, my one is. But we want to get just the liquid. Okay, so I've got my mug, I've got my kitchen roll, and I'm going to use that kitchen roll to filter. Okay, so we're going to put in lots of this indicator liquid. Okay, again, being careful because this is still hot. You're going to want to wait for it to cool down before you use it as your indicator. So I'll give this a bit of a stir up. we just wait for it to filter. Okay, so I've got about half a cup of my indicator. Now I've got a wine glass, just a normal glass, and the plate. You can use any of these things to do your testing. I'm going to use the glass first to hopefully show you a colour change. So I'm going to put a little bit into the glass, not too much, and it's that murky kind of reddy colour. Then I'm going to put in my lime juice, and it should change into a much more vibrant pink, telling me it's gone to an acid or an alkali. Now, in a lime, okay, there's lots of citric acid, so lime juice is acidic. So if it goes pink, that tells me that there is acid present. Okay, that's one, okay, of the colour changes. The other way we could do it is we could use a plate. Okay, we're using a white plate just because it's easy to see the colour change this way. And I can put in, let's just dry it. Because I don't want to contaminate it because I tested it before. If I put in on the white plate, where we've got now the indicator on top of that white surface, so it's easy to see that colour change. And I've got this Sif Kitchen Ultra Fast, and when I spray it onto here, it changes from that kind of murky red into a yellow. Okay. It's hard to pick that up on the camera, but it's quite a vibrant yellow. Okay. Now in this Kitchen Ultra Fast, I know that that particular thing is alkaline. Okay, so I've got a substance that tells me whether or not something's changed to acid or something's gone to alkaline. Okay, now the colours of this are different. This is different to the red cabbage indicator. Okay, different to the red cabbage indicator. It's not quite as good as the red cabbage. I think the red cabbage is a little bit more vibrant. Okay, and a little bit more, it can actually be used as a better indicator because that colour change is easier to spot across a wider range of pHs. Okay, so hopefully you completed your experiment or just about to start your practical. What do you need to upload in terms of the work if you've done the practical side? A screenshot or a picture of, or even a video of you making the indicator, some pictures of you testing, or a table of results. So you could have the different chemicals that you test, what colour they changed, and whether or not you think it's acid and alkali or neutral. Okay. Now you can test lots of different types of chemicals. I tested lime juice, I tested a kitchen cleaner and some bicarbonate soda, and I tested other bits and pieces I didn't put in the video. You can do foods, you can do soap, you can do a bit of toothpaste, just as long as you get permission and use a small amount. Okay, a small amount. And make sure you clean up after you have finished. Okay, so wash up any of the pots and pans and jugs and glasses that you use to make sure everything goes in the right places, make sure they get dried up, make sure they get put in the bin if it needs to go in the bin, and make sure you get permission. Okay, don't touch hot things will burn you. I don't want to hear of any reports of people getting burnt at home. Be very careful when you're taking things out of the microwave. Let the indicator cool before you use it. Okay, you get better results that way as well as it being safer. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing your results. Have a wonderful week, take care, and bye-bye.